Alright, so we're working on a 2004 Chevy Trailblazer. The issue is the trip button does not work. Now I already know that it's the chip inside because I've had this apart before, but we're going to go ahead and take this apart, and I'm going to show you how to take it apart and get it back together. So first thing I'm going to do is start with these little buttons here. You literally just push them in, and it just pops apart. And on the other side, same thing. Just push them in. And it'll pop apart. I probably pushed it back in on this side. Let's see. Because I was... there we go. Alright, so those three are apart. And I just got to get that one, that one. Okay, so this is off. I'm going to set it to the side so it doesn't get damaged. Now, for these, unless you have a wire plug you can plug in and a volt setup that you can actually power these on and test everything, you really want to take all these gauges and turn them, just like I'm doing, till they stop, just like that. Okay? And then take some tape. This is masking tape. This will not hurt your board. The tape is not strong enough to hurt your board or peel anything off. Just put this underneath like that. Take a marker and put a mark at every one. We're going to do that to every single one. So I will be back. Okay, so now I've got the tape on them all marked. I got the lines lined up. Basically, when you turn the key on and start the car, and then when you shut it off, all these gauges should zero back out and be pointing at 0, 0. Everything should be at 0. As you can see, when you do this like this, it goes past the red mark here. So you can't use that as a reference when you're doing it like this because it doesn't work correctly. So that's what you do, why you do this. Then you're going to take a basic fork, give it a little push down underneath, and you can just push up nice and gently and you won't scratch anything. Then you're also using the tape to protect the board by putting your fork on the tape. So you can set all those up, push down a little bit to get it up. Okay, there we go. And as you can see, I'm pushing up on the tape area, so I'm not even touching. Over here, I'm not quite pushing up on the tape area because it wasn't there. And I'm not going to be able to do it here either, so I'm not going to worry about it. So those are all off now. Now what I got to do is get this other part apart. So right here, you'll see that there's little clips here. What I'm going to do is use a little flathead screwdriver, and I just got to give it a little push here. So I'm going to put my fingers here just to do a little prying, and then turn that just a little bit there, and then now that one's lifted. And I can do the same with this one. Fun stuff. Sometimes these things can be a little finicky. Just got there, that one's up again. Up again. There we go. And we are off. I think we're off. Looks like I got one sticking over here. Yeah, right here on the edge. There we go. Okay, so now this is off. Okay, now on this side here, there's nothing here. You just have your reset button, which is part of this housing, and it goes here. So we're going to set this down to the side. Now that I've got that off, we're here. Okay, now if you've watched any of my last videos, I already replaced all these bulbs here. Those are all brand new, and replaced these two, these two, these two, and these two. So those, and that's the EEPROM right there. Okay, so now we're looking at the push button, and the push button's over here on the right, and it's usually right here. Okay, so here's the fun thing. I'm trying to figure out the button. This is the pieces that were part of it. I had them sitting up here from the last time. This part here is supposed to sit in here like that, and basically that's your push button. And as you can see, I have the pieces to it. It's broken. It's got 4 contacts here. I'm gonna use 350 degrees temperature. Turn this all the way up for a minute to get it going. Then I'm gonna turn it back down to about 3.5. And then I'm just gonna come over here and just gonna go around it until I heat it up. Now this is gonna take a little bit of temperature to get it going. Where's my gun here? We did this last time. If you wanna see how hot it takes to get it going. I'm at 103 degrees already. This is a little bit smaller chip than the other ones that we've done. So I'll just look at them until I see them start looking like they're getting there. At about 120 degrees, 160. A little bit hotter on that side than this side. 150. Well, it's blowing 150 anyway. Should be getting close. Gotta be getting close. We're about 160 right now. It's still not moving. Getting there. There it is. All right, we got it off. Now I go ahead and hang those in. Here's my chip. Okay. Now I'm going to take my soldering gun here. The reason why I'm going to do this is I'm going to make the solder. You can see where it fell off a little bit from me pushing it. So I'm actually just going to take this like that. Just clean up the little spots here. Okay, so here's the funny part, guys. So I just took the button off, and this is actually a remote toggle used like on Xbox and Nintendo games. And if you look right here, you'll see that there's a button right there with 4 little tongs on it. And that button right there is actually one of these buttons right here, which is exactly the same thing as the button I just took off. So if I literally just put that button right there and I solder it on, I'll be set. I have a button that'll go there. So literally all I'm gonna do is take and cut off with a pair of dikes the tips right here and make the tips a little bit shorter. And I'm going to solder that right on. Now this one right here is out of an Xbox One remote. And this one here, I'm not sure what brand it is, but it is a different one. What I did notice on this one was that the button was a little bit taller on this one. So I'm actually going to use this one. It's a toggle, like I said, from another type of remote. It wasn't an Xbox One remote. It was another style. And so I'm going to break this one and get it out. Let's see if I can do it right now here. I'll just see what I can do to... Literally, all I really have to do is grab one of the ends here and pull this frame apart. That's how I got the other one apart. It just started dismantling. So we will just start dismantling. Being careful not to break the switch. So I got that side, and now I'm gonna get this side. I might have to go get some pliers and really, so I can grab onto this a little bit better and start dismantling it. But there we go. One of those little switches just came off. It'll give me a little bit more room to work. I just don't want to damage anything else here. But as soon as I can pull that off. There we go, see? You get one of the arms to come up, then the rest of it will just lift up. And now I can just slide this pin out, and there it is. Now as you can see, when they first start, they start straight up and down, and I'm actually gonna just take them, I'm just gonna bend them out to their side, just like that. That way I can set it down on here just like this, and I wanna make sure that I cut those. So now I'm gonna take, and I'll leave them slanted just slightly down. Go ahead and cut off the edge here. Cut off the other edge. So you can see now I've cut that one. Now I need to cut the other one to match. There it is. Okay. Now I pretty much got them the way I want them. Let's set them up here. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna have you stand on the other side of me so you can really watch. I'm gonna literally hold this up here. I think I'll use tweezers. And I'm gonna try to hold this here like that. And I'm going to solder it down with my hand here. Just like this. Here we go. One. Let's see if we can get this on here. Two. Okay, I got two there. Definitely felt it. So now I'm going to turn it so I can get it around to the other side. I'm going to go ahead and heat this up. And I'm just pushing down on these tabs as I'm doing this, which hopefully I didn't just break that one, because that looked awful funky when I pushed it. Okay, we will check them with our tool here in a second. Literally what I'm going to do is just take this, touch this here, and push down on the board. Do the same thing on this one again. Okay, now that I've done that, I should be down, but before I say I'm done, I'm gonna get some solder here and do some more work. I'll show you how we do that. So, I go in here like this. I just go ahead and make sure I'm on. Come over here like this. Make sure I'm on. Same thing over here. Now to verify, we're going to grab our fluke meter. Make sure the button still works. And basically I should have power to both sides here. It should go beep, and both sides here, and it should go beep. And then from here to here when you push the button, and it does. And from here to here when you push the button. So we're set. Hopefully it's soldered to the board, because we know this button's working. So now I'm going to look at the solder points to make sure it looks like it's good on the board, and I'm going to put it back together. Now before I put it back together, I like to use a little bit of alcohol and a toothbrush and clean the board right here like this, just to get it all nice and clean. And that's all there is to it. Now I am going to make sure that I didn't hurt any of the bulbs, so I'm going to go plug it in real quick, make sure all the lights come on while I got it apart, and then I'll put it back together. Actually, we'll go plug it in right now, and I'll push on that button and see if it works wall, we've got it apart like this, and that'll help. So, all right, see you in a minute. Okay, so I'm gonna take this now. We're just gonna set this up in here. I'm literally gonna just set it nice and easy in here, so it's sitting pretty much like that. Now all I have to do is take and plug in the circuit board. You heard everything turn on. Now we have to turn the key on, and we should see the odometer and everything come on, and the trip. So here we go. Keys on, all the lights lit up. That means all the bulbs are good. I don't have a problem. That bulb. Okay, now let's turn that down. Why isn't the volume going down?
I don't know.
Okay, so now we're gonna start the car. Now we want to know if the trip's working now. So it should go to miles. Let's hit the trip button. There's trip. Now if I hold the trip, it should clear. And it did. So now it's working. That's all there is to it. You hit the trip button once, goes to trip. Hit it again, goes to miles. So everything's working. We'll go ahead and shut the key off. We're gonna go ahead, open the door so all the lights and everything shut off. And now we will unplug it. And take it back out and go put it together, and then we'll bring it back. All right, we'll be back. So we're gonna start putting it back together now. First thing we gotta do is get this on. So we gotta line these all up and just give it a push. Make sure that nothing's binding or catching in any kind of weird way, but it should just snap together. That should be it. As you can see, everything's snapped together now. I'm trying to keep my fingerprints off the board, so I'm trying to, grab it in areas that's, now if we look for fingerprints to make sure there aren't any. Okay, now what we want to do is grab all these here. We're gonna go over here. I'll pick these one at a time. Okay, so I'm going to turn this, and then I'm going to turn it until I get it back to where it was pointing. I'm going to push it down, turn it again, go back to where it was pointing. It's a little bit off, so we'll turn it a little more. And that one's good. Go to the next one. Put it in, turn it to where it needs to point, turn it, go back. It's a little bit past. I'm going to go ahead and turn it. Still a little bit past. Now I haven't pushed it all the way down yet. Now that I've got it, I'll move it, I'll push it down, I'll check it again. If it's a little bit off, I can still move it. See? So there it is. So now we're on those two. Okay, now we can go skip to the big one. Doesn't matter what order I do these in. Just gotta find them. Zip this around, go back, I'm off, line it up. Once I get it, oh, see, it was not snapped in somewhere there. Now it is though. Go back, check it again. If it's a little bit off, I can still force it a little bit, and there we go. So that one looks good. Go to the next one. Turn it, come back. Turn it, come back. It looks good. Push it down. Check it again. It's off a little bit. Sometimes when you push them down, they start to rotate on you. Dang it. There we go. That one's good. That one's good. I got two left to go. A little bit off there. That one's good. Push it down. Check it again. Looks good. And last but not least, I get it to where I want it. Go back. Check it again. Go back. Push it down. Check it. Okay, now we're just going to go ahead and rotate them all and check them. That one's good. Peel the tape. That one's good. Put it back where I had it. Go back, check that one, peel the tape. As you can see, it has not left any tape residue or anything on the board because this isn't very sticky tape. Go back, check that one, and it's good. Peel the tape. Okay, once you've got those back, I like to generally put them, you know, pretty close to where they need to be. You can move them up a little bit, it won't hurt much, but I usually like to just set them where I had them because then they're gonna reset anyway. All right, now we're gonna go over here, grab the glass, make sure you line up the reset button good, and then look and just go push. That's it, it's all together. We're done, guys. Now we'll just go back and put it in. All right, so we got it all back together. Everything's working. And here goes the trip button again. We're gonna go ahead and go up here to the trip, push the trip, and now I have a trip. Press it again, it goes back. And I did have mileage on it, and if you just hold it, it's working. So we're all set. We're gonna say we're done. Now, when you turn the key off, if you check all the gauges, they should be pointing at zeros. So everything should be pointing at zero, except for the fuel. The fuel should drop. But the oil, the voltage, the temperature, they should all be lined up nice and even on the gauges. And your speedometer, and then your tach should be slightly below zero, if it's right. This one is pretty damn close. So now, when you start the car, your miles per hour should be at zero because you're not moving, and then all your gauges should work properly. So that means I've got all my pointers lined up correctly. My trip is on, so we'll turn it back off, and there we go. All right, so another successful project. Thanks for watching.